March Field has been the cornerstone of air power and service to this great nation for 90 years. This evening and this presentation are dedicated to the thousands of men and women, soldiers, airmen, civic leaders, and our Inland Empire neighbors that have made those memories possible. I know that when you feel the March Field story, you too will understand why those of us who have gone before, those of us that wear the uniform of our nation today, and those that will follow are so proud to be American Airmen.
There were several locations in California in competition for having the base here, but ultimately it ended up in Riverside.
The Riverside Chamber of Commerce, now the Greater Riverside Chambers of Commerce, was the one who bought the land that this is all situated on and gave it to what was then the War Department, so the Army could have an air installation facility where we now find March Air Reserve Base.
The first commander of this place was not Hap Arnold. The first commander was a sergeant. Staff Sergeant Garlick showed up, knocked on the door of J.R. Singletary's father, a local dignitary, and asked him to scrape off the field here so he could land some JN4s.
Frank Miller was very instrumental in getting many places to adopt the mission style of architecture. And one of those places is at March Field.
2 aircraft flew overhead between here and LA, running a rubber hose from the top aircraft down to the lower aircraft and refueling the question mark because no one knew how long it could fly.
They're the ones that broke down the barriers, and they're the ones that made it possible for me to follow in their footsteps, and I hope that I'm making way for airmen to follow in my footsteps as well.
General Hap Arnold, who served here from 1931 to 1936, and was largely responsible for bringing the base to the attention of virtually everybody in the country through the maneuvers that were conducted here, which were highly publicized, and its connections with the local community and, of course, Los Angeles and the Hollywood celebrity group of people.
It was kind of an exciting time because nobody knew exactly what was going to go on, and so we had to hang in there as best we could. Our landing field was March Field, and that night, to our shock and surprise, there was a Bob Hope show.
Air Force has always been the wings upon which Bob Hope has taken his smile, his jokes, and his love to men and women across the world.
I remember very well was General Old. And I remember him very well because he used to call me number 2, and I never had the nerve to ask him who number 1 was.
Well, if you go from '63 till 2008, then that's 45 years. We had a lot of Hollywood people visit us.
Now, I knew Sally personally and spent an awful lot of time at Sally's, maybe too much time, but I spent a number of evenings over there because I'm fortunate enough to be married to Sally's daughter, Melody.
She already had such a good rapport with all of the officers, and because the location happened to be in the alley behind the officers club and her name really was Sally Alley, it was just appropriate that they named it Sally's Alley.
For the past 35 years I have been with March, and it's got a great place in my heart, and it always will.
The heritage is many things, of course. It's just simply the awareness of what has gone before and how all of what exists today came about. And unless we're careful, of course, those things can be lost, and they are irretrievable once lost.
Frank Miller, who built the mission in, and his interest in aviation, his monetary contribution, along with the chamber and others, the base wouldn't be here.
I think our strongest asset is our heritage, our history. I mean, we didn't come this far on a hope and a dream. There's a lot of work that has been done by a lot of people along the way. People like Billy Mitchell, Hap Arnold, Hoyt Vandenberg, Carl Spatz, Curtis LeMay. I mean, the list goes on. And it's their work and through their effort that we've become the most powerful Air Force in the history of the world.
I am an American Airman.
I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call.
I have answered my nation's call.
I am an American Airman.
I am an American Airman.
My mission is to fly, fight, and win.
My mission is to fly, fight, and win.
I am faithful to a proud heritage.
I am faithful to a proud heritage.
A tradition of honor. A tradition of honor. And a legacy of valor.
And a legacy of valor.
I am an American Airman.
I am an American Airman.
Guardian of freedom and justice.
Guardian of freedom and justice.
My nation's sword and shield.
My nation's sword and shield.
Its sentry and avenger.
Its sentry and avenger.
I defend my country with my life.
I defend my country with my life.
I am an American Airman.
I am an American Airman.
Wingman.
Wingman.
Leader.
Leader.
Warrior.
Warrior.
I will never leave an airman behind.
I will never leave an airman behind.
I will never falter.
I will never falter.
And I will not fail.
And I will not fail.